Welcome back to Redbrook Farm in Scarborough, Maine. It's January 23rd, 2010. It's about 32 degrees out, and as you can see, we've had some beautiful snow here in the last few days. We're expecting 2 inches of rain and 45-degree weather on Monday. Today's a Saturday. And we're just coming down to the bee yard and see what we get a sign of. And it's interesting as you look around, what we see are, we have 5 colonies here, and then this tall one right here has 2 5-frame nucleus colonies, small colonies on top. They're overwintering on top of that one, so that in April when we unwrap, they will be ready to start strong in the spring. So there's 5 full-size colonies. The one down on the end was a merger of a small 4-frame colony on 10 frames, and the queen disappeared in November. So at the end of November, I merged the 2 colonies together. But what we're looking down here, we got a day where there's some sunshine, and obviously there's been a little bit of flying today, because if we look around, we can see a few of the bees that have ventured out. And what happens is the bees live over the winter. The bees live over the winter, and what they'll do is they'll come out, and they'd rather die away from the colony if possible. And so a day like this, they'll fly out, and you'll see a few of them in the snow here. It's a little bit cold. They're not quite expecting that, but they get away from the colony when it is very cold. What you've got here is you've got a closure of the front entrance, and then there's a piece of screen in here, and the screen keeps the moles and the mice from getting into the colony. Because what you have in here are 20 frames in here with honey and pollen, nice and warm, and the mice would love to get in there and see what's going on. But what I've got on a couple of these are screen bottom boards. All of these colonies have an open screen bottom board, and what I can do is I pull this out, and it tells me there's screening that allows the frass from the activity of the bees to drop down onto this bottom board. And if you'll notice, what you'll see is that the debris that you're looking at is mainly in this front corner, which would be the southeast corner, the sunny side. And that tells me that what that is wax cappings. That's them eating the cappings off the top of the wax and off the top of their honey stores. And it's in this front corner here is where the activity is for the most part, on that side right there. And as it gets later in the year, what I'd really like to see is the activity right here in the middle, which tells me that they got stores on either side, but it is only natural that they will work to the sunny side, the warm side of the hive. The sun is on the front at noon, but it comes up on this left side. I don't see any mites here, which is good. I shouldn't at this time of year. So what I do is I just wipe that off. I wipe that off, and then I put it back in, and I can check it again later to see what the activity is. They all have open bottom boards. These are all open. As you can see, there's been some flying here, and all the little dark spots are the honeybees that have come out and come out of the hive. What we're looking at here is I've got a little activity. These guys, this is the top of the, this is a colony from here to here, and then this is a separate colony right here. 5 frames on this side and 5 frames on this side. And what we've got is they're pushing the dead ones out. They're doing their little undertaking work, and they're pushing the dead bees out. This is the one opening that this colony has. There's no they can't move from one colony to the other here. And what you're looking at here are the bees that they've pushed out of that top nuke colony. And that's about normal, I'd say. It's about normal for what I should see. We've had some 7-degree nights down around 0, And what I'm going to look at here is the other one that has a screen bottom board on it. And once again, you tell me, where do you see the activity? I see the activity more in the middle, and you can see it lines up vertically with the frames. And you can see in here, this is lighter colored wax here, these are darker colored cappings here, and I don't see any mites. And they're working at the front of the colony, which is where the warmth is. I know there's plenty of stores in this colony, because when I left them in the fall, I left them pretty heavy. I won't disturb them now, but the way I tell how they're doing weight-wise is I get a little tool and I lift up on the back here, and I know what the weight of the colony feels like when it is empty. You kind of get used to the empty weight, and then you can tell what the heavy weight is, and the weight comes from the nectar that they have cured into honey and stored. And what we look at here, and I see some interesting, I see some little prints. Actually what that is the bee was flying around, and it this is a honeybee right here, and you can't really zoom in. These are carniolan, and this one reached the end of her life, female. You can tell it's a female, and there should be no males in the colony because the males are only good for inseminating virgin queens, and there's none of that going on at this time of year. So there's another peek from Redbrook Farm here in the winter. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon with the snow. It just adds a whole nother look to the apiary to have the snow and the sun working together. So wish the bees good luck, and we'll check back in with them later on. Redbrookhoney.com, Scarborough, Maine.